Hi everyone and welcome to... Apparently it's been 3 months since I haven't done any videos. So today, as I started 2 new horses and I have some on several stages, I thought it would be nice to make a video upon how to make how do I make my horses. Some months ago, I would do like a ping pong ball and a ping pong ball with a cardboard roll on the middle, and then cardboard, and then would have to wrap it with paper and then some clay or paper clay. Nowadays it's a bit different. Thanks to a tip of a friend who told me to do it. No, wait. By then I was having a crisis because I wanted to spend expandable foam can that was still in the middle, but it was kaput. I couldn't do it anymore. I tried to clean it, but no way. So this friend of mine on Facebook told me, why don't you go to a florist and buy one of those foams and carve the horse from there. So I did. Went to the florist. I went to the a Chinese shop, which are very popular here in Portugal, and you can have almost anything from there. So I carved the horse, small one, because in the meantime I wanted to make knights and smaller versions of my normal sized historical dolls. So I wanted to make a new mold or a cast for a horse. So I did carve the horse, and in the meantime, because I was absolutely fed up of this expandable foam cans and working and not working and having to clean and this and that, I did have another one, a fresh new one. So with that I used to make the horse casts, and this is what I ended up with. And so yeah, this is a gem, and I covered the foamed horse on aluminum foil because I wanted to easily to remove it from the expandable foam. So I cut it, as always, them in 2 halves, and then allowed it to dry for 2 days maybe, because expandable foam is tricky. Like, it gets a layer, a hard layer, a superficially hard first layer, but inside it's still like hot lava. So yeah, it's one has to be a bit patient, which I'm not. Anyway, the trick here is to have another fever upon some other project that you have to focus upon whilst the expandable foam cures. I think that's the word, cures. So what do I do with this? Obviously paper strips and glue, and then I end up with something like this. Halves and halves, of course, 2 halves of it, and then just glue both of the halves, reinforcing the thing, with not much care about the let's say the outwards appearance of the body of the horse, because this is just a skeleton that one then covers with the paper clay. So on this one we have this one. This is already covered with paper clay, as you can see. I've done it this morning, but it's still a bit wet. The climate here is really hot and very nice for Papermache. And yeah, I decided not to use the heads or the necks because they are really crappy. So I don't have any picture here, or any, I mean, not picture, but normally I use I do the neck with flat cardboard, with the shape of the neck that I want, either lower or higher or whatever. And then for the heads, I use half of a Kinder Surprise egg, wrapped of closed within itself, and then wrapped with more paper and glue, and then I glue it on the neck. I use the same system actually for the legs. I mean the same system, I mean the flat cardboard, and then filled with a wire, obviously, to keep the form, the shape, the upwards shape, or not, depends. Normally, when you see the portraits of throughout history, normally it's like one of the legs is up, whilst the one from the same side is down, and whilst the front leg is down, the other one from the same side is up. It's not really what's going on here, because I was trying to copy a portrait of a special duke, Portuguese duke, that somehow managed to have his portrait painted by a famous portraitist from Italy, I think. Yeah, Domenico Dupra. Dupra was from Turin, or worked for the Turin Italian royal family, and don't know why. He came to Portugal and was very famous. So of course everyone wanted a portrait from him, and this duke, the Duke of Cadaval, had his equestrian portrait painted, and this is so I tried to copy a somewhat baroque horse, like bit fat and grotesque. But speaking of grotesque, this is really grotesque, because as you can see, the legs are not they're just shaped. These are just sketched, and the face is really. There's a plane passing by. Don't know if you hear it. And no, it's not Pope Francis. He just left. He already left days ago. So to show you another thing, I don't have any finished horse by now. But this one is almost. I know the legs are a bit high, but it's okay, it doesn't bother me. Here the knee knuckles have to be a bit more reshaped, and the head of course has to be a bit larger, maybe. But as a sculpture per se, I really like it. And yes, the legs were shaped or reshaped with toilet paper and glue. By then I didn't thought about using my most recent best friend. I've shown him already on some videos, but I wasn't really aware of its capacities or whatever. So nowadays I use this, translated into English according to Google Translator. It's called bitumen or something like that. It's a sort of limeish thing that one passes in order to seal cracks on the walls. It's a bit like joint compound, but it's not gooey at all. It's and after what's the word? After sanded, it gets really smooth. really smooth, and yeah, this is one a base of for a doll. And yeah, that's for the it's for the dolls that the whole horse thing started. And yeah, it will take a while, I guess, in order to dry. This one will take at least until tomorrow, and I wanted to make these two as a pair, to make some knights, a specific historical Portuguese character. And yes, and in the meantime, I hope whilst the horse dries, or the horses dry, I hope to finish this Marie Antoinette, whose base you just saw. So have to finish the arms, and again I can put that bitumen everywhere and then just sand, and it's really nice. So I just have to make the hands and the rose and some lace that she has on the neck, and then finish the base. Again, I have been watching some dolls from the Meissen factory from the 18th century, and I was absolutely enchanted with those bases. So I've kind of been interested, and that's how the base of my last doll, published on somewhere, was born. But this, I'm just blah 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 blah. What I finished today, also, because these past 2 days I've been really whatever the word is. It was this. This is Papermache. It's a cardboard, actually, and I've seen the original on Pinterest, and apparently it's a Olmec on a flying machine, which I thought it was rather cute, and I just thought copying it, because one of the things I'd like to do or have would be like a papier-mâché cabinet of curiosité, so curiosity cabinet, sort of a shop and a studio, so people would visit either as a museum or as a shop, or also as a and have the opportunity to see how things were done. And I think that would be really nice, but I don't have yet the investors. But yeah, I think Lisbon is calling for me again. We've just left it 1 year and a half ago, but somehow there's something that calls me back there. Anyway, I'll probably post more videos more fluidly, if that's a word, and I'll post my links below, so you can either visit my blog and watch some of my already posted projects, and in fact, either today or tomorrow I'll post this one. I just have to redo a bit of the paint, because I would like to make this looking like as if it would be some metal full of rust somehow, but just have to think a bit more paint wise. I I'm also planning to make a small vestige of paint here and there, um, and many other things I've been working on. But as you can see, I'm always the fun. It's really fun to start things, but then to finish it, especially just in order to post somewhere, in order to say, hey, I'm still alive. Oi, this video is already 15 minutes. Sorry. Ciao, thank you, bye.